we're out and about in the car. There's some interesting news that come out last night from Fabrizio Romano regarding Rasmus Højlund. It's looking like Napoli, AC Milan, Leipzig, and possibly Atalanta are all interested in taking Rasmus Højlund in this summer's transfer window. We're on our way to Hotel Football. Update on the latest news now. Yeah, Rasmus Højlund, what do you make of it?
Well, I think it's a very, very clever thing Rasmus Højlund and his agent have done. They've come out and they've told everybody they prefer a loan move with an obligation to buy. That is putting it on Man United's toes. Do not push me out of the club and think you're going to dump me anywhere. I'm not having it. That's how I see it. He wants a club and he wants to stay there. So RB Leipzig, Napoli, AC Milan, if you want him, you're not getting him on a loan. So Rasmus, he wants to work hard at Man United. He wants to stay at Man United. You should have told him 3 months ago you didn't want him. And now he's putting it and he's determined to get what he wants. And I totally agree with him.
Yeah, basically, you're looking at it in pre-season, at the start of it. It looked like he was going to be very much a part of this squad going into this Premier League season. But I think it was roundabout, was it the Everton game and the Fiorentina game? He just didn't get any minutes. Or I think in the Everton game, he got the last 10 or 20 minutes. And it seemed to be, ever since they were going in for Sesko, it's like your surplus to requirements. And it's like they just threw him on the scrap heap. And he's definitely not one of them players who is a part of the bomb squad, you know, the toxic culture, the negativity inside the club. A lot of fans out there, including myself, thought it'd be ideal for Rasmus to compete for the top place with Benjamin Sesko this season, just while Sesko settles in, and just to see if Rasmus Højlund can regain some sort of form as well.
Well, he's a young lad and he wants his future sorted out. He doesn't want to be moved from club to club, going abroad, coming back to England, as though like, oh, there's an opportunity for Rasmus Højlund at Manchester United. Manchester United have made it very, very clear to him. So he wants his future sorted. He wants to fight for his place. They're not giving it him. And I say to myself, what are they going to get for him? An obligation to buy. 40 million, 30 million, sounds about right. But he's telling every club what comes. You're not using me as a bit part player. He's got a future. He wants it sorting out, and it's very, very professional how he's come out and sort of set the tone. This is how I'm going to leave Manchester United, and you're not dumping me. I just look at Rasmus and I say to myself, he's a young lad, he's got a future, can he make it? I look at Napoli. Napoli's flying. What an excellent move that would be. They've come in late, so I say to myself, if you get to Napoli,
well, look what he's done with Scott McTominay's career over at Napoli. He's a top coach over there as well, Antonio Conte. Champions League football as well this season. I think Romelu Lukaku, he got an injury as well. Not too sure how long that's keeping him out for. So they're definitely in search of a striker. But Rasmus Højlund, like you're saying, I totally agree with you, especially on this occasion with the player, that he needs his future sorting out and it needs to be something permanent. The only thing is, we've seen these things with obligations to buy work before, but it's not ended up working. And we got paid 5 million to send Jadon Sancho back from Chelsea. So there needs to be something surely set in stone for Rasmus Højlund to make this work.
Well, he's pushing for it and his agent's pushing for it. He wants it set in stone. You don't normally get a player coming out asking for a loan move with an obligation to buy. He's sort of he's stuck it on United, and I like it. Jadon Sancho or other players, obligation to buy. It's not working at Manchester United. These transfers to get these deadwood players out hasn't worked, but he's not deadwood. Rasmus Højlund is not part of a problem at Manchester United. It's just not worked. He has not been supported at Manchester United by some of the players what are getting an exit out of this club, and he's been hard done by on the field. Yes, we all know there's better things he could have done, Rasmus Højlund, but he's tried and he's been thrown in at the deep end and he's not ready to be dumped. And I like everything about Rasmus Højlund in what he's trying to do as a professional footballer.
That's the thing, innit? And you look at the bomb squad, you look at like Garnacho, you look at the way Rashford, before he went out on loan, he wasn't even training with the first team squad at one point, got pushed out along with Antony. And the way he's acted, Rasmus Højlund, you see players these days going out on social media. I want to tell my side of the story.
Yeah.
And, he's been quiet in the background. You've seen him on the weekend against Arsenal. There was nothing out on social media, nothing going out to journalists, straight after the game where he's briefed them or their agent. He's been quiet in the background and he's been respectful. And that's all you can ask for. And I'd wish him the best of luck, Rasmus Højlund, if he does go in this summer transfer window. And I hope the lad does well, to be honest with you. I think it might actually come to maybe bite United on the backside in the next 2 to 3 years, once he does get up to that mature age as being that striker.
I think when you look at some of the players of Manchester United with their attitude and what they've been doing, you have to give Rasmus Højlund, as a Manchester United fan, the full backing because he's got a lot to prove. His stature as a centre forward, that's dropped. But as I say, that's other people who have let him down as well. He's not had the full backing. And I say to all United fans, right, get behind him. Do not criticise this move by Rasmus Højlund, because it is a perfect way to get out of Manchester United. And I go back, Manchester United should really have told him months ago. But they were hanging on and hoping. And then Sesko appeared. Yeah. And that's when he got dropped.
If we can get a permanent transfer fee, will they reinvest it back into the squad where we can go out and get that midfielder in this transfer window? Some people out there want a goalkeeper. But me, if there's money there, it's got to be going there into a midfielder.
I look at the Liam Delap scenario. They were having conversations with him. There was nothing sorted from a transfer fee or anything like that. Liam Delap was talking to everyone, so they never pushed. They never pushed it with Rasmus. They kept him in there, and maybe he could have stayed under Liam Delap. But the way United are being ruthless, cost cutting, and everything, I think they might have got rid of him. But it never really looked as though Manchester United were going to sign Liam Delap. So the conversation with Højlund and his advisors never materialised, and it always looked that if a striker came in, Højlund would be there as the backup. Well, that clearly wasn't the idea from the beginning. So Rasmus feels hard done by, and I would feel hard done by, because 3 months ago they could have gave him time to go look and sort his future out, and he hasn't. Look how much time the players there, the Deadwood, those we want out of the club, have had the time to sort themselves out. They have just dug their heels in. They are just acting like babies. Rasmus Højlund, is acting like a professional. I want to play football. What a great difference that is from the players what are just stuck.
That's why he's wanting to collect the wage week in, week out. He's just happy to sit on the bench. Still a young lad, still got potential there in a lot of people's eyes still. And maybe he just needs the right move. Maybe the move to Manchester United just come at the wrong time, when ideally he needed that striker and an experienced one to help him in his first couple of years. But look, things aren't worked out. They've got to back the manager. We've got to back his decision in what he wants in the football club. But like I say, I wish Rasmus all the best. Moving on to other news as well, Garnacho. I mean, all reports out there, he's agreed terms with Chelsea. Talks are still ongoing between Chelsea and Manchester United to sort some kind of transfer fee out. But Chelsea are rumoured not to want to pay over 25 million. Well, surely if you're Garnacho, you're thinking, well, Chelsea, you don't value me. I want to move on to other clubs. I want to start knocking on other doors. But he's already got rid of Bayern Munich. They come in for a approach. And he said no.
Well, 25 million, that is an absolute disgrace. I cannot see it happening. More and more stories were coming out overnight. Garnacho is sticking his heels in. It's Chelsea or nothing. Well, I'm telling you, United will not be had over. The reports, what we was reading last night, were just saying United are not going to sell him cheap, and quite rightly so. Not just to Chelsea, to anybody. And he turned down, and I said yesterday, what a fool for a young player to turn down Bayern Munich over Chelsea, while Chelsea are just hanging on and just really dragging this out when there is no need to do it. They should just put the money up. Anybody should put the money up for Garnacho. He is a talent. He's wasting his talent. He is now out of the international squad. So he has got big problems going forward. Playing football, he's not played any. So for me, dismissing Bayern Munich like that is a fool. And a lot of them at Manchester United are fools because they're just wasting the talent. But the thing is, they've all got that contract. So it's coming down to looking like they're just interested in the money. And what a shame.
Yeah, I think from the football club's point of view, I think they're spot on and the right to do so, to ask for at least 45, 50 million. When you're looking at the transfer window, especially this summer with the likes of Madueke, Gittins, going for fees that they have done to Chelsea and Arsenal, and you've got a talent with a huge potential like Garnacho as well. Maybe they can sort something out where it is maybe around about 40 million, but just add in a big a sell-on clause in there. So if it does boom, at least you're going to get something back, because with Chelsea, I mean, you're not confident that any player that they sign, even in this transfer window, is going to be there in 2 to 3 years' time, the way the revolving door goes at Chelsea. So you might get something back in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
At Chelsea, if you bang a sell-on clause in there. But for me, I mean, the sooner he gets out, the better, because I'll call it right now. Just like his idol, if he's still here at Manchester United when that window closes, he'll be off doing interviews, whether it's in South America or over here or another destination, doing interviews about his time at Manchester United. I can guarantee it, especially the way him and his brother have come out around the club on social media. I can guarantee it. Watch.
If he stays here, Garnacho, and he acts like that, then Manchester United were right in trying to get rid of him. The player needed to knuckle down. He didn't. And this is the situation we're in. We're in the same situation with Antony now. He's knuckled down and said, I just want Real Betis. And that is no way to act. So Manchester United, this transfer window, the last 10 days of the transfer window, we're going into it now. And we just need to see movement on the players getting out.
Ain't it mad though, you talk about Garnacho and Antony. I only want this, I want this, I want that.
Yeah.
And
Spoiled brats.
Yeah, spoiled brats. But at the same time, these clubs that they want don't value them. So why on earth would you want to make that move in the first place? Do you get me?
Yeah.
I'd want to go and play for Real Madrid, but if Real Madrid don't want me and they don't value me, you go and look for other options, don't you?
That's right.
It's not as though Chelsea and Real Betis should be the be-all and end-all in a football player's career, and that's not me trying to disrespect them two clubs, but, these players and their agents, they've got to have a good talking to themselves, scratch their heads and think, listen, World Cup year, let's just get out and play football.
Young players, poorly advised. Not the first time we've heard that.
Just like to thank you all for joining us. We've just arrived at Hotel Football. Just thought to do a bit of a brief overview, a bit of a chat this morning around that news late last night surrounding Rasmus Højlund. We'll probably be back later on this afternoon with a live video, so get that notification on. And hopefully we'll see you all there. But yeah, you enjoy the rest of your morning, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.